let me touch on the health care bill. And I know there were a lot of people outside, and perhaps some people here that came specifically to hear this. And it's not my town hall meeting that we're going to devote to health care, although I did want to tell everyone that we're going to do a town hall meeting next week. And if you're interested primarily in health care and the health care bill, please log on and be part of that. And I know that I have a lot of staff here that would be that are walking around with these little things to go into your wallets for that if you're interested. So this is the way I view this. I don't know what the final bill is going to be, and I'm not going to sign on the letter that says that there's no public option. I'm not supporting the bill. I'm probably going to support what comes out and what we can vote for. And I want to tell you why, so that there's no confusion and no misunderstanding. There's 47 million of our fellow Americans that have no health insurance at all. If you don't have health insurance, it doesn't mean you don't get sick. It means you're getting sick and you don't get the health care, and you end up in the emergency room of any of our hospitals. And if you've been reading the articles with UMC, there's $70 million upside down. Our tax money, Mr. County Commissioner, our tax money is going to support that, and it's $70 million in the red. We cannot sustain the current system. Now, the average Nevada family spends $11,000 a year on health insurance. It's estimated that in 10 years, in 2019, the cost is going to go up to $19,000 for health insurance. Are we not tired of getting ripped off by the insurance company? Now, as a matter of full disclosure, you know, my husband is a kidney specialist. My stepdaughter is a primary care physician. So I talked to them. This is imagine how miserable my dinners are. This is our dinner conversation. So it's not. I don't only get it in the office. I get it at home, and I get it wherever I go. People need some help. So this is the piece of legislation I'm looking for. And what form it takes, I don't care. I don't think that you should be excluded because you have a pre-existing condition. We need to eliminate that. I've got 10-year-olds that have juvenile diabetes. They come in for the fly-ins to Washington, D.C. They have their meeting. They go talk to all the members of Congress from their state. They've already busted the cap for their lifetime. How are these kids going to get their meds so that they can keep their juvenile diabetes in check? We've got to get rid of these lifetime caps. They are bad, and we have too many people that need the health care. Those are two issues that are so important. For a large number of my senior citizens, as you know, there was Medicare Part D that was supposed to provide older Americans with affordable prescription medication. The only problem with this bill was that there's a so-called donut hole. So between $2,000 worth of expenses to the department to $5,000 when it's catastrophic and it says pick up everything, you don't get any coverage at all, even though you're still paying your premium. So 50% of the people that the seniors in my district hit the cap mid-year. So that means they're paying the premium, but they have to pay the full freight. And in a country as wealthy as this one, the very idea that we have older Americans who have given so much of themselves to this country and raised children and never were a burden on anybody, for them to have to make a decision between buying food and getting their prescription medication or paying their rent on time and getting their prescriptions filled, there's something deep inside me that says that's really wrong. This piece of legislation is going to correct that. We also have a shortage of doctors, particularly primary care physicians. This piece of legislation provides additional funding so that we can train more primary care physicians so they can be in the community treating people. And maybe if we can catch these illnesses before they get out of hand, kidney specialists like my husband might be put out of a job. But that would be an okay thing. Because by the time they get to the kidney specialist, they should have been getting care an awfully long time ago. I always say this, and I'll say it again. The way we do health care in this country, aside from being unsustainable, it's bad backwards. We spend a fortune in end-of-life care, and what we need to do is change the paradigm put our resources and our energy and our expertise into early detection and prevention of disease. And if we can shift this paradigm and make it work so that we're healthier, we're living longer, I guarantee we're going to save millions of taxpayers' dollars. That's the ultimate goal. And anything we can do to further that, I'm in favor of. Now, there are parts of HR 3200 that I'm not wild about. But the idea was to come home in August and talk to your constituents and get a better feel for what their needs are, what their concerns are, what they would like to see. What it wasn't is supposed to be a creation of nonsensical things that simply are not in the bill. And let me do a few of them very, very quickly because they're so prevalent. And when I was in Israel last week, the only station they had in my hotel was Fox News. And John Hannity has a very interesting take on these things. But some of them, you know, he's very entertaining and all, but some of the things that were said, I don't think were accurate. And there is no intention on, let me say this. When my mother was dying, she was very specific on what she wanted. She didn't want anything extraordinary. She wanted to go in peace. She didn't want us to hook her up to anything. She said this. She told us and told us and told us. So when the time came and she was in the last few days, and the hospice people came to us and said, "What do you want for your mom?" And you know, the immediate reaction is a visceral reaction. I don't care what you have to do anything you can, keep her alive. But we reinforced each other, knowing that that's what my mother wanted. There are millions of older Americans in this country that don't have family and don't have people that they can plan with. So what we wanted to do is provide them with an opportunity. There's nothing in there that would pull the plug or mandate that somebody would have to die or certain services would be withheld. It simply is not the case. And what a shame that this conversation has gotten so out of hand in that direction. It's not productive, it's not right, and there's so much more in this bill that needs to be talked about. That's the first thing. And if we have time, then I think I'm going to relinquish the mic in a minute. We can talk about veterans issues too. Oh no, you're not getting out of it as far as for my veterans, I received a bunch of telephone calls over the last few weeks that this piece of legislation will end their VA health care. That simply is not the case. Our veterans will continue to get the best care we can possibly provide for them at the VA. At the other side, we know we have our VA medical complex going up on the corner of Pecos and 215. Last time I was there, and I go quite often, it's under budget. And it is ahead of schedule. And it's just to give you some idea of how huge this is going to be. When I first went there last November, I was in the site. It was raining a little bit, but that was my one time to see it again. So I'm walking around, and I see this big building. And it's big, but it's not huge. And so I said to the contractor that was walking me around, I said, that simply is inadequate for the number of veterans that I have. He said, that is the electrical building that's going to supply. I think it's going to be big enough. I'm very proud of this. If I do nothing else in Congress, getting this VA in the hospital, long-term care facility, and outpatient facility,